Gift of the Givers team involved in the search operations in Türkiye. They are wrapping up base camp and are set to head home by this weekend. They left for that country, you'll remember, on Tuesday, following last Monday's devastating twin earthquakes, which have claimed more than 41,000 lives so far. Newzroom Afrika's Ahmed Kajee has been traveling with that team, and he joins us now. Ahmed, good morning to you, and thanks indeed for your time. Just your assessment of how impactful has the contribution by Gift of the Givers been in that calamity, because that's a massive disaster.
Very much so, Kajee. Good morning. The impact over here has been devastating from those twin earthquakes, and the Gift of the Givers was the first contingent coming out of South Africa prior to any government teams coming out as well. Honestly, one of the first NGOs to be on the ground. Many of the other teams which had made their way here were actually international organizations coming through from the People's Republic of China, also from Bosnia, and we will be just speaking towards Ahmed as well. He was the project lead over here at this particular project here in Türkiye. Their teams have been working around the clock to ensure that search and recovery operations and search and rescue operations were a success, working alongside the Omani team and various other countries as well, Turkish response as well. Ahmed, thanks for your time today. Very briefly, a successful trip?
It's been a successful trip, Ahmed. It's been very challenging, as you've seen, with the magnitude and destruction, as you've seen what's in Hatay. The province, I mean, you can see from the visuals, it's totally destroyed the city. Many buildings, many sectors, yet still need to be searched. I just came down from the SCC, which is the sector command center based here, where we all based. It governs all the international teams to go and assist with search and rescue. And search and rescue conditions are still happening. Teams are still going out, but conditions of finding live victims now are diminishing as time goes on.
Ahmed, thanks very much for your time indeed today. So clearly, you will see the teams doing the best that they possibly can to try wrapping up as soon as possible. All of these supplies had come through literally throughout the build-up of the week. It wasn't something that was done instantly or something that was done overnight. In fact, the first night the team had arrived, they in essence had to stay in the 3 buses which we had driven through from Istanbul all the way down to Hatay, which is about 1,000 kilometers down. And then this is some of the equipment which was used as well. And just taking into consideration that the SAP's K9 units were also carrying out their operations throughout. But all of these, extra supplies will then be taken through to Syria. So these extra supplies which have come through over the last week or so, they'll be making their way back to Syria for the teams out there as well. And as we wrap up, probably in the last minute or so of this, we are joined now by Brigadier Woodley from the K9 unit. Very briefly, inside a minute, Brigadier, your K9 units must have been very integral to this operation.
Good morning. Yes, definitely. They were very integral, seeing that they are trained completely different from other dogs from other countries. When we arrived here, we were asked, do your dogs snuff out dead bodies? And yes, that is one of the points or the training curriculum for South African police search and rescue dogs, where we do we detect live and we detect dead bodies. A dog is able to cover a wide area. This is the first time that we've actually been deployed to a devastated earthquake, and where buildings and collapsed structures have been there with a lot of reinforcing. So I must say I'm very pleased because the dogs adapted very well. We had a lot of successes, a lot of recoveries. We brought closure to lots of families, and as you know, you have covered also the 80-year-old woman that was found by our dogs as well. That was a great success for us. Yes.
Kajee, thanks very much for your time indeed today. So there probably just two of the units which were involved in this operation. The search and rescue team from South Africa were also involved in the communications to ensure that each team could communicate effectively across each of their operations in and around the city, whether it be search and rescue or search and recovery. The Gift of the Givers team, the SAPS team and the Search and Rescue South Africa team should be touching base back at Johannesburg on Saturday afternoon. Fully.
Ahmed, Kajee, thank you very much. Wrapping up there, that's the Gift of the Givers team alongside some of South Africa's highly trained teams from the South African Police Service. It really is a massive job that they have done out in Türkiye.